Hello, this is John J. Images, and on this channel I talk about adventure, nature, and culture through a Filipino American perspective. So, this is a quick casual video that I wanted to get out today talking about thrift shopping or ukay-ukay or wagwagan in Baguio City, Philippines. So let's try to paint the picture of how this works. Okay, so from what I understand, ukay-ukay or wagwagan in Baguio City, Philippines, is basically a bunch of thrift shop stalls. You could think about it like a flea market full of out of season or secondhand clothing. So when the first world countries are tired of their clothes for some reason, or they no longer fit, or they no longer want them, they can ship them off to a country, to the Philippines. And then there are buyers and sellers in the Philippines who are interested in purchasing those packages of clothes, those out of season or secondhand clothes to try to make them presentable and try to resell them, right? And today I was out there looking at the ukay-ukay, the wagwagan stores in Baguio City, Philippines, and I was specifically looking for blazers, sports coats, and formal type jackets that I could pair with my dress shirts. So I was surprised to see that they even had blazers or sports coats or suit jackets in the number that they had based off that small stall that I was looking at, or that small area of the thrift shop industry, flea market thing place that I was looking at. So I was surprised to see it there. And as I was looking at it, some of the jackets were quite wrinkly and quite disheveled, but it's probably like that because from what I've seen, it does not look like a lot of people wear formal type jackets here in the Philippines, like suit coats, jackets, and blazers, and you could probably understand why. But anyways, it's probably been sitting there in that cardboard box that it was shipped in for a while, and maybe I don't know, maybe no one decided to buy it or whatever the story was. It was kind of wrinkly and kind of folded up, but it was relatively clean. Like it I didn't look at each panel, or I didn't look at it stitch by stitch. I didn't expect it with a magnifying glass, but from a quick glance, it seemed presentable and clean, or it looked like you could probably clean it and iron it out, and it would be presentable. So to me, that was kind of surprising. Um, it was honestly just surprising to see that they had a number of sports coats and blazers and suit jackets, and it was somewhat clean and presentable. And I was also surprised uh, to see how many leather overcoats or leather trench coat looking things they had for sale. I don't know the price, but it was really interesting to see. Okay, anyways, as I was looking at the store further, or the flea market stalls further, I saw that they lined their jackets, like it was like a line of hanging jackets, and basically these are casual jackets, right? So these are like hoodies, bomber jackets, safari type looking jackets, and I was surprised to see from a quick glance how presentable those jackets looked. So for roughly around $5, you could get yourself a jacket that probably fits the Filipino size for roughly around $5 that looks presentable from a glance. Anyways, I was pleasantly surprised to see that. Um, I guess my expectations of the ukay ukay or wagwagan was a little bit uh I don't know, for some reason I kind of set it low in my head, but I was actually quite surprised to see it. But please keep in mind that my little ukay ukay wagwagan experience was a very short one. We were actually trying to shop at that little stall around the time it was closing, so I wasn't really able to look at things in great detail or study it. But anyways, I was surprised to see that. So basically, I guess what you could do with this information is, if you're coming to the Philippines and you're a Filipino American, and if you've ever done thrift shopping in America, you know that it could be quite hard to find your size. Possibly try thrift shopping in the Philippines. You might be surprised. I don't know, maybe you'll see some of your own used clothes that you shipped back to the Philippines when you were younger. Because Philippines is a very it's a very resourceful country